It's Wednesday, so it's time for some more weird stuff around the grove. Today I wanted to talk about these trees. Now, the background on these trees is that before they existed, there was a very large Jakarta mango tree. Of course, Jakarta does great in this grove. It's a very popular fruit. Unfortunately, this tree that used to be here suddenly died. And Har was thinking that it might have gotten struck by lightning. I didn't see any evidence of that. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but all I know is it died and it was a quick death. But it left a huge root system here. It was a root system that I didn't want to plant a tree, a grafted tree in and then have it fight for space. So what I did was direct seed, and that was just putting seeds in between where the roots were, see if any of those seeds sprouted and if those seedlings actually lived. And then after they got to be like pretty well established, I top worked them with like a known variety. What I chose was sweet tart, and I chose sweet tart because of it's got a rather vertical growth habit. I thought it would work out pretty well here. And so these first two areas were the first that had, the first places that had viable seedlings. And then more recently, I got this one to grow. That one has not yet been grafted, but I grafted these a few years back. And this year, I noticed something very strange. I was a few rows over, and I saw fruit hanging from this panicle right here. And sweet tart, the fruit, this is sort of an average size fruit that we've had this year from our sweet tart trees. Sweet tart's a really popular variety, and so we have it in different parts of the grove. And very tasty. This is this size has full flavor. But the weird thing about these two trees that are now grafted is that the last fruit that I picked, this season of sweet tart, I mean, there might be a few more on some trees, were these two. So here we have the, sort of a typical size fruit, and then these two monsters. So they're still sweet tart. They still have the same great flavor, but this one is 1.5 pounds. This one is 1.25 pounds. So really big sweet tart. The sweet tart that's this size often is in clusters, and even though there were two, I'm pretty sure they were in the same panicle. It was the only fruit that this tree was supporting, and they ended up getting huge. So it's a nice weird thing, but it is weird to have these huge mangoes when this is really very typical. This and slightly larger were very typical sizes this year for us with sweet tart.